This is the RedBeard Podcast.
Hold on to your butt.
Do we really suck? Or is this guy really that good?
I have one speed, I have one gear. Go!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RedBeard Podcast. We've got a very, very special episode today. Right now, I'm chilling with my man, Tony.
What's going on, everybody?
And we are chilling with the kids from Steambox, RI. And the founder of Steambox Rhode Island just happens to be sitting here with us today. His name is Roberto Gonzalez. Say what's up, Roberto.
I am the founder of Steambox RI. What's up, everybody?
Tell us about the program, man. Like basically what it is, what Steambox stands for, and what it means to you, man.
Yeah, man. Steambox is it stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. Right, that's the STEAM part of Steambox. I've been doing this for a long time, man, and I was working with another few organizations, some of them really good and some of them really bad around the city. And there came a time where I was just like, hey, man, I'm going to take all these STEAM toys and I'm going to put them in a box and I'm going to go. And I wanted to pick this school because this school at the time, and I'm sure all the students here would agree, especially the upperclassmen, this school was in a lot of trouble, man. They were trying to close this school when I came in here. And right away, Steambox started winning some science challenges. All the science challenges are based on students' passions and interests. These students here at this table have already done so many great things. Man, so we won the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow Challenge.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. Every student in that group, and this is probably before some of us here at this table, but every student in that group got a Galaxy Tab and a couple of other things for the reward. The school definitely got a lot. But most importantly, while they were trying to close this school, we could go to the school board and be like, yo, Samsung has a map. And on their map of the United States, there's 5 schools that they say are doing amazing things. There's 5 schools that are doing amazing things right now. And this was one of those schools. This school that you're trying to close down, for real? Nah, man, they kept this school open. And not only that, this school changed its whole model to do some project-based stuff around the work that we're doing. And I'm just so excited every single day to be working with these guys.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I can say that, you know, I've known you for a very long time. We grew up together, did a lot of stuff together, and you know, you came a long way, man.
Yeah,
like a long way. Like I gotta say, like this is.
Can I say, man, the goofy shit that you and I used to get into, man, like
Yeah.
avoiding classes at CCRI so we could go buy the new Fuji's album,
Right, like, and it was never for anything like worth it, right? Like,
listen. When he says it was never for anything worth it. There was one time where it's 3 a.m. and he and I were downtown in Water Place Park, and it was pouring out, and we decided it was a good time to wrestle and just have a fight
Yeah.
in the pouring rain.
Mind you, there are no drugs involved, no alcohol. We just said, yeah, let's wrestle, let's do it.
Let's just fight. Let's just fight. And I believe there were some girls there who
Yeah, we were on dates. We were actually on dates, and they I don't know how that ended. I don't even
I'm
think
guessing that was the last date after
Yeah,
that,
I don't
right?
think they were there when we got done. Like, I think they ended up leaving. But
I can tell you, it wasn't the worst date I've ever been on, but
No.
still, yeah. The point is, yeah, man, we get into stuff just for nothing, and you're right, man. Like I'm excited because I didn't think that you and I would be up to the things that you and I are up to right now. But with that being said, man, I want to put the attention back. The truth is, all of the work that I'm getting all this credit for, and I've gotten a lot of media attention this year, all of the work that I'm getting credit for is really the work that I'm doing with the Steambox youth. I got a student next to me right now. His name is Jose. And this dude loved Back to the Future, and he wanted to make a hoverboard. Imagine this kid telling you he wants to make a hoverboard. Lexus is making them for like $10,000 with ultramagnetics. And this is what he was telling me. He was like, hey, man, you give me $10,000 and some magnets, we're good. I'm like, we ain't got $10,000 in magnets. I'll tell you what, man. You can see it in this room. If you are in this room, for everybody who's in this room, you can see a hoverboard that these students at Steambox made, not for $10,000, but for a couple $100, like using wood, using shower curtains, using snowblowers. And it's ugly as shit, but it works. This thing will take you over water. It will hover. It works. Well, it worked. But you get the point.
Nice, man, nice. Tony.
Yeah, so can you talk a little bit about when you say Steambox, what does exactly the Steambox stand for? I know it's like an acronym, correct?
Yep, the acronym is, so the STEAM is Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. And really the emphasis is supposed to be on science and technology, but what I found here at Alvarez is my first group that I came into here was a girl named Estrella, a girl named Julie, and they went to anime, man. And they're my boss. The students are the boss at Steambox. So they want to do an anime program. You think I want to do? I didn't want to do an anime program. I want to be taken seriously with my new venture.
Shut up.
Hey,
Shut up. Because you know what? You wanted to do an anime program. Come on. I know you.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. You know me, and you know that I want to play and go out and have a lot of fun. So,
yes.
yeah, in my heart,
I know you want
this
this to be taken seriously at the same time, but.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, the anime program, we had people come in and teach them canvas art. We had somebody from the show Kings of Cosplay come in and show them costume design. We took them, they worked Rhode Island Comic-Con, where I saw, last time we ran into each other at RedBeard.
Yeah, I think Kings of Cosplay were the girl who did Jessica Jones. I think that was them.
No, that was a different
one.
Yep,
This
different.
guy was,
those guys, oh my
he
God,
was the
so good.
Witcher that day, and also he was Doctor Strange on another
I
day.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome.
Yeah, J. Michael
Yeah.
Lee, he's
Yep.
crazy. He's crazy. The work that we started doing with an anime club, in a lot of minds it's an anime club, the work that we started doing was kind of sick. And let me tell you something. We then took it, a lot of them were like, yo, my dream is to go to Anime Boston. Like, for real. I want to stop. Like, let's stop and think about something for a second. I don't want to take for granted, like, what some of these people cherish. I took a group of students to Luxburger downtown, man, and some of them were having trouble with the menu. And that's when it occurred to me that some students, some of them, not all of them, some of them been to a lot of restaurants. Some of my students ain't never been in a restaurant before. We're in Rhode Island. Some of my students ain't never been to a beach before. So, I mean, like, even Anime Boston, just over in Boston, it was a real big deal to these students. And when we start with Anime Boston, real big deal to these students, this summer, I'm taking students to Tokyo. Like, we want to learn some Japanese animation. How about we go learn Japanese animation in a Japanese animation
awesome.
studio?
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I don't know a lot of places that actually will actually take their students like across to the other side of the world just for something like that. So that shows like your dedication to the project and also to the students. And I think that's going to be an experience they are not going to forget.
My man, Tony. See, I didn't grow up with you, Tony, and I really appreciate the fresh eyes on this thing. Ant, sitting right next to you, he'll be the first one to tell you, man, Rob just wants to go to Japan.
right. I mean, I'm sure there's.
I was just keeping my mouth shut.
But I mean, if you can organize a trip to Japan and then also make it work within Steambox, I mean, come on, that's awesome, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the truth, man. The truth is they're my boss, but while we're making their dreams come true, my dreams are coming true too. Like my man Tony, again, fresh eyes. What do you see against the wall all the way to your right next to that hovercraft?
Looks like a bunch of tables upside down, and I see a Steambox arcade game. Like
these dudes
basically
put
what it looks like.
an arcade cabinet in their school, like a video game arcade cabinet. This thing will play 2,000 games.
That's
we got
awesome,
4-player happening right here. Totally state of the art, like a supercomputer in there. They did all the design work on that stuff. Yo, they did all the design. They don't even know that they're getting into science and math. And I want to turn this stuff over, but I want to tell you one story real quick, just because when I talk about the science and math work that they're getting involved here, I want to point out how that stuff is easy to lose. It's easy to forget that, yeah, they're coming in and playing, but they're getting science and math. I had a student who graduated this school last year. Her name was Fernanda. Fernanda, I had met at another school, at Central High School. So when Steambox left the last place that we were working, because I was under a different organization, founded Steambox and came here to Alvarez High School, Fernanda actually left her high school and came here to Alvarez. That blew my mind. Like, that almost makes me want to cry. Like, the stuff that you're doing is that legit that students are going to, like, uproot themselves and come over to a different school. Here's what Fernanda had done with me that made it so strong, that had sold Steambox to her. She worked with a group that wanted to take a picture of the Earth. So we sent this balloon to outer space after almost a year of working on it, right? We had to test the rope strength. We had to test all these things, the GPS. So the day comes, they're all wearing Mark Echo gear because the project was so dope that the Air Force General got involved, Mark Echo got involved. Everybody wanted to be involved in the project that students were working on. This balloon goes up, and we know it's going to take a picture of the Earth. We know we set everything up, right? We're checking out the GPS on the computer. Yo, here's what happened. GPS stopped pinging. As much as we tested the GPS, it just stopped working. The GPS stopped working. So I took these kids, they're getting burgers. I'm talking to parents. I hate talking to parents. I want to talk to the students, man. That's where my age is, right? They're my peers. But I was scared to talk to the students. I thought they'd be so disappointed. These Goonies came up to me a few minutes later with a map. Now, we launched in Springfield, Connecticut, over near Six Flags, right?
Yeah.
So their map had me driving them all the way back through Rhode Island and back into Connecticut on the other side because our state is really weird and in the middle of Connecticut and Connecticut. But anyway, with a big red X, and they said, this is where you're going to find the balloon. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. How you know where we're going to find, where the wind is going to blow the balloon? And they're like, hey, we're telling you, man, we learned a lot from the weather person at NBC when we did that and all this stuff. So here's what we did, man. I believe in them, and they're my boss. I drove them 2 states away back to the same state, right? Their big red X happened to be at like some meth lab. It was definitely a meth lab. We're at this house. These people ain't got.
Walter White came out, you know.
It was worse, man. It was worse. It was like a lot of Jessies. It was like Jessie's nasty aunt, right? Man, these people came out. I just wanted to tell them we're checking out something in their yard. I wanted them to understand why there's colored children in their yard, because this is a difficult concept for some people. Mm-hmm. Man, to make a very long story short, the next day we found it real high up in a tree, exactly where they said it would be. I hated that we had to take that tree down, but how do you think they knew where to find that balloon? It was the math and science. I take it for granted every day. I don't think about the math and science when we're building a green screen, when we're building an arcade cabinet, when we're building a hovercraft. Next year, we're going to build a BB-8 robot.
That's awesome.
A full size, not the dumb remote control.
Hey, I bought that dumb remote control one.
No, I'm not saying you're a dummy. I'm just saying the remote control's for dummies, because we're going to build a giant size. That's my man. Like, I feel, this is my homie. He knows I'm playing.
I'm not calling you dumb, but you're dumb. Yeah.
Man, the stuff that we're doing, like, I think about coming to play, man. I tell them the same thing. When are you coming to play with me is what I say to these students when I see them in the hallway. The truth is, all the math and science that they're learning is getting them into some really cool, the students involved in that project got into places like Worcester Polytech. They got full scholarships. I have another student who made apps with us. He was making Android apps. He created our website with this group. So this group, people who were in this group before some of the freshmen who are here right now, people who were in this group created our website. They made a couple of Android apps with us. And the leader who was making those Android apps, he hadn't even graduated high school for 2 months before he was working at Google. So, I mean, like, the work is for real that these students are doing. And these students are here right now, and I really don't want to take any more.
If you're still in the building, would you please call Ms. D'Anfano?
So we're in a school, if you guys can hear that announcement, but that's awesome, it's keeping it real, so continue.
Yeah, man, I mean, these students are here. Like, I hope that they could tell you, some of them haven't done very much with us because they're freshmen and they're new here and they were involved with you. Thank you so much. By the way, RedBeard today was part of a crazy trade where we got every student in this school. This school is struggling with reading. Not these brilliant students at this table right now, but some students in this school, man, are struggling with reading. Our reading scores are low. So RedBeard came in and teamed up with us along with Providence Pizza. We gave every single student in this school, some seniors aside, a free book and a free slice of pizza today, man. So I want to thank you, first of all.
Thank you for having us. It was a blast.
For sure.
Dope, man. Like it was chaos and crazy, but how dope was it? Think about it. You put a book in the hand of every student in this school.
You know what the coolest thing is, though, right now? Like, I'm sitting here, and you're talking, you're telling these stories, and you're giving us, like, your insight.
I'm sorry.
But, I mean, like, I'm looking around, and, like, the pride that I see in this group it's incredible.
Man, if a listener can't see me pointing, but this one all the time, I'm sending her scholarship information because we're going to get her one. And she, along with this one, started our Steambox animation program here. And this one will tell you all the time that she's my boss.
How about some names, man? Like this one.
I'm talking about Estrella. I'm
respect,
talking about
brother.
Julie. Keisha's brand new with us because she hid from us all last year. But I can't, like, I love the energy that she brings in every day. Richard's grown a whole lot with us. And when I talk, and I got a lot of freshmen here. Jose, I've already mentioned that this guy built a hovercraft with us here last year. Sewa, Jesus, all these people are doing dope things, man. But, like, is Aminata even in the room right now? So Aminata's in detention. I didn't say I got the good kids. I got Tenon here right now. Tenon's had that personality, and Tenon is struggling, man. She's struggling with the same stuff that I was struggling with in high school, man. Like, some of my teachers suck. Is it real? Yeah, it's real. Do some of your teachers suck? Yeah. Some of their teachers, I don't want to get into names. but it's a real thing. And she's
RedBeard, we like to keep it real, so names are great.
so. my point is, she's trying to make this right. She's the first student that I thought of when today I bought these very expensive tickets to go see Malala. Malala's this Pakistani girl who got shot in the head because they didn't want girls in Pakistan getting an education. I want her to see Malala this summer so Malala can kick her in her ass with her words so that this girl will come back as a senior next